We're super excited to announce that season 6 of What the Pluck is sponsored by Buff Brows.
Hello, What the Pluckers. Welcome back to
An episode in season 6.
an episode in season 6. And the way that these podcasts are recorded, we are usually ahead of ourselves with recording. So a couple of weeks back, you'll have seen that Jamie was recording on his own with our amazing guest Dose. And then we had another guest the week after. Oh, we can say which guest it were because we're in front. Amy Evans. We had the amazing Amy Evans. And this week, we are joined by another special, amazing guest. Now, if you've seen Instagram, get your tissues ready out there. Get your tissues ready. I weren't going to bring the tone down on this podcast, but I'm going to.
Let's start as we mean to go on.
I'm going to tell you, if you've seen our Instagram, you will see that the reason why Jamie podcasted on his own, thank God you held the fort, Jamie, is because we lost my little Lulu this week, who joins us on the podcast quite regularly. Can honestly say worst week of my life, but shout out to all my clients that have been amazing while I've had a week off work and realised that dog was my child. Yeah. So, yeah, shout out Lulu. But let's move on. Let's move on. I weren't going to bring the mood down, but I have. So, we have got two amazing guests for you today. And if you're wondering, why are they sat, if you're watching YouTube and you're wondering, why are they sat on yoga mats? It's because we are at this amazing event, what these girls have just done for us. We are at the Lowry Hotel in Manchester, and we've just been to a Saint and Serenity event. So,
Very zen.
I'm very zen.
Guys, it has taken a lot for us to actually do this podcast because they have put on the most relaxing. We've had a sound bath.
Yeah.
I think I was snoring. Like, I'm just so chilled.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a podcast now. I'm like, right, come on, you've got this.
We nearly didn't. We nearly rearranged and said, oh, should we do it another day? But no, we've got back into it. Work mode is full in swing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the one and only Saint and Serenity girls. Woo!
Hello, hi. Hello, hi. This is this mic situation is new for us as well, so yeah, we're probably going to be like dragging out of each other's hands.
We're having a mic problem at minute, so we're having to share.
Technical issues, so we're sharing.
Yeah.
How are we feeling after that? Was it amazing? Did you enjoy it?
God, great. I've never done Pilates before or a sound bath.
Loved the sound bath. I've never done a sound bath, but that was just, I loved it.
Well, I'm gonna confess here. I once said I was gonna do a sound bath to impress a guy.
Okay.
Because he were into that shit.
Oh yeah, meditation.
And I thought, no, I can't do it. But
No.
I'm glad, because you should never do anything to try and impress a guy, should you?
No. Nothing.
So, but I'm glad that I did one here, and oh my God.
It was
Yeah,
gorgeous.
amazing.
Stunning.
Maybe I should have done it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have. Maybe I should message him.
Yeah.
And say I've tried it.
I've done it, it's for me, let's have a date.
It was so loud though. I did one on holidays.
Yeah.
And it was quite quiet and just zen. At some points, I felt like she'd taken the bowl, placed it next to me, and was smashing it. And it was like,
You was quite near the front though as well.
Yeah.
I was at the back in the corner, so I feel like it was
so
just nice.
Well, I'd never done it before, so I thought, is this what's supposed to be happening? I thought, I'm going to come out here like I've been at a Taylor Swift concert, you know, my ears are ringing. I thought, wow, like, Jesus, I'm not going to be able to get to sleep tonight.
No, your ears ringing, and that little spritz on your face at the end.
Yeah.
That was stunning.
because we were quite near the front, I'd heard it once or twice and I didn't know what it were, and then I was like, oh, she's spraying us.
That was not like, we didn't discuss that beforehand, so that was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I was the first to be spritzed. I didn't even know what was going on. I just felt this like shower of scented water. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I was at the back, so I knew what was coming by then.
And the Pilates, I will definitely look into doing that again.
Tough, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was good, but the inspiration, like we said, didn't we? The inspiration was looking at her body.
I was just gonna say,
the arms.
She
Oh
was-
God! I was
the
like,
dream.
just keep doing it. You
Yeah.
know, you've only got another 3
6
times, and
weeks,
you'll
so
do it.
maybe we'll look like
yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely.
Who knows?
I've got a long way to go before I can move like she did. My legs just do not go that way. I was
Yeah.
like, just hold on to your ankle while your leg's above your head. I was like, I'm at the knee, and that's about as far as I'm gonna get. I can't go any further than that.
So the event today, I think it's the first event that we've been to, or I've been to, where it isn't like a, come in, here's a selfie wall, here are, some drinks, that kind of event, which there's nothing wrong with that
kind of event. Yeah, that's one thing we really didn't want from today. Like we said, we want to celebrate our success so far. We've been established now nearly 3 years. And also, Skimblr needed its moment. It has been the product, like it is insane. So we just wanted to celebrate with people who we really, really appreciate in the industry and who kind of contribute so much to our industry, and also people who have really helped Skimblr find its place in the market. Yeah. Like some of them girls in that room plug Saint and Serenity till their eyeballs are coming out the head. So it was a thank you, it's a give back.
It's nice. And it were a really nice thank you.
Yeah.
It really
I'm
were.
glad you enjoyed. And then we got to do this, which was amazing as well.
Yes, killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. So we, because like I said, we've been to events, but we've never actually been to anything like this. So it's lovely.
Different.
It's really nice. Yeah.
That's what Saint and Serenity is all about.
We always try to, I think it helps because we've been to brand events. We've been in the industry for quite a long time between us. We've got quite a good number of years under our belt, and I think what we're always trying to do is improve. It's really frustrating because some things should be left well alone. When you get something like Skimblr, everybody loves it, but we're like, but what can we do now with it? Can we change it a bit? We've got so much good feedback today about it that we're going to kind of look at, but it's, I think in everything we do, it's always about, but how can we make that better? That's what drives us, isn't it, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Definitely. So for our listeners that don't know, which I don't know why they wouldn't know, but don't know really about you girls or what you do or how you got into industry, just give a quick introduction to say
Am I going
who
first?
you are or what you...
Okay, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Dan. So I started doing brows around 12 years ago. Long story short, but basically my dad died when I was 19 and he had a restaurant, and the restaurant was up and running, but then slowly after he died it kind of just wasn't working, so we shut it down, and then I had the building, so we decided to open a salon, me and my business partner. I had no beauty background, no experience in brows, lashes, nothing. We basically opened this salon and decided to rent out all of the space. Yeah. So that's what we did. Not long after, the girl who was doing brows and lashes for me left. She moved to Australia. And as she was leaving, I was looking for another brow girl, a replacement. And she was like, why are you looking for a replacement? Just go and do it yourself. And I was like, I can't touch people's faces. Yeah. And I did. I went and I did all my training with HD and Nuvo. And I just loved it and found my place kind of in the market.
Have you still got that space?
Yeah, I've still got
that
salon.
Is so nice.
12 years down the line, still got it.
Yeah, because obviously them walls have obviously got history with your dad
so much history, and it's nice. It's kind of like, even though it's mine, it's ours, and it's my little tie to him. But I love it. Like, I don't do as much treatment now because obviously Saint and Serenity is so busy, but I still do 1 day a week. I go in the shop every week. I see the girls. And it just keeps me in touch with the treatment rather than pulling myself out of it completely. Yeah. Pops has come out of it completely now. So we always say if one of us remains in, then we know what's needed and we know what's new, what's up and coming.
Definitely.
I think it's genuine then because we're in it.
You've got to keep your eyes on it, haven't you, really?
Yeah.
And we said that, we spoke to Emma last week about Consultify, and obviously she's been in the industry, and we were saying what's so amazing is that, like, you girls, you've been in the industry. You're in the industry. So when you're making these products, you're not just making crap that you think loads of people will buy and you'll bag some money. You're actually making products that techs want and that techs will use because you techs yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of companies don't have
the hands-on, I know. And that's like you say, we want to keep that for as long as we can. Even in the form of, like, I think having a salon helps. It's both of us. I feel like our journeys are similar-ish. So I just then, when you were like 12 years straight off, I was like, oh my God. And I counted on my fingers like how many years. I am so bad with maths.
Facebook memory pops up.
Did it? Right, okay. No, I am not great with the number side of things. That's Dan's area of S&S, but I was like, oh. So it's been 7 years I've been doing treatment. Used to be a teacher before this, so taught like 4 and 5 year olds, loved life, but it was a lot. I used to come home with a headache every day.
Yeah.
And probably loads of germs. Like, you just get used to being coughed in the face off.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this is fine.
Can help with some clients.
Yeah, true. It prepares you for everything. Like, nothing phases me anymore. So, but yeah, so I trained after kind of just wanting a little bit of something to do. I'm like Dan said before, very much all or nothing. I'm either off or I'm on.
Yeah.
And at that time I was clearly on, and I wanted to do something extra. I was off in the summer holidays. Why would I do that? Why did I want an extra job? Why was I working 2 jobs as a teacher? I don't know, but I did. And I did it from my spare bedroom, and then I got my salon maybe a year or 2 after I left teaching. I decided that I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to do both. I can always go back to it. I've got that degree. You never know. One day I might do it. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so I had the salon, and then I decided to move miles away and sold it recently. And now I don't do any treatment. Not because I love it. And like you said, it kind of keeps you in and you get so many moments of inspiration. But I just find that because I can't commit to it so much anymore, I'm very hands-on with SNS. Yeah. You've got to be in it, I think.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be regularly practicing. It's not something you can pick up and drop, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I find that I doubt myself too much. It's too much mental torture to be like panicking if a client's going to text me and be like, you've missed a hair. Yeah. I can't deal with that. So yeah, I've had to put down the tweezers. Yeah. But that's me. And I think when we started SNS, we both had salons, we both did treatment, we both had our own kind of hands-on experience, but then we had a team that we'd be like, do you feel like we need a brow cleanser? They'd be like, yeah, I think we do need a brow cleanser. We need to make a brow cleanser.
Yeah,
like,
whereas now I think we trust our vision now, and we trust the process, and we trust what's coming, and we know what's next. And the thing about us being so small at the minute is that even though we're seeing the growth, we can also be quite impulsive. So if a product comes in that we think, yes, that's the sample, we're going with it, we can run with it.
Yeah.
Whereas, we don't have all these red tapes issues to cross. We can be quite impulsive with our decisions.
That's good. Yeah, really good.
So yeah, we absolutely love it, don't we?
I can't believe, did you say Saint and Serenity has been 3 years?
3 years in
I
July.
can't believe it's only been that long.
I thought way longer.
Yeah. 3 years in July. We're about to hit 20,000 followers. Last time I checked, I think we're about 6 followers off. So hopefully.
So go follow
today,
please.
Hopefully today it will happen.
By the time this goes out, you'll be like 22, 23.
Yeah, it's just the growth is insane, and we can't quite believe it either. I think all these little ideas we had 3 years ago have now, here we are, and yeah, it's amazing. We love it.
So what was, obviously, when you guys started Saint and Serenity, what was the goal? What is it that you wanted to achieve?
Oh, see, I think our goals were different. Do you?
I don't even know.
So
I was just winging it.
Right,
that sounds like me, Poppy. I just do it.
I'll be dead honest, okay? My goal was, I've got 2 children. I have slogged my butt off in salon Tuesday to Saturday for 12 years. Late nights, weekends. I wanted to earn money in a different way.
Yeah.
I didn't want to earn money being stood doing clients anymore because it's just so tiring.
Yeah.
I can't skip off at 3 to go and pick the kids up from school, whereas this business and this way of working allows me flexibility. So when we looked at it, that was my driver. My driver was that, I'm going to use the skills I've built up all over these years to diversify my career.
Yeah.
And that was my driver. And then I think SNS as a whole, it was to bring something fresh and new. The brow industry felt very stagnant, and that's, I feel like, where you kind of came in. Do you agree? Or am I just deciding for you?
What do you mean?
In terms of, I feel like you've seen the gaps.
Okay.
Because you came up with our first 2 products, which was Restore and Buffer. That was you. You said about the maintenance. That was you. And I feel like you definitely set the tone.
I would say, like you say, our goals are different. I'm driven by the change that we can create. But we need the balance. It's good that what both of us have each, because I would just run away with myself. I'd be making a product a minute. I need Dan to be like, we can't afford to do that. No, it won't sell. And I'm like, oh, but I literally walk down the street and I'm like, oh, could we?
That Poppy has been in control of and bought on her own proviso, and I've not been here, our margins are shit. So
Poppy, me and you could be friends.
She's no longer allowed to be in that realm. But this is where her creative flair, I think this is where we work really well together.
Yeah.
She's the creative and I'm kind of
You
like
balance each other
control.
out.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, I would say that was my goal, to like get the ideas out of my head and into the world.
And what would you say has been your proudest moment of your careers?
There's been loads, hasn't there? I would say I feel proud every day when I look at the products and I think, oh my God, they're real. Like I say, they're out of my head and they're in the world and people like them. That makes me so proud. When this Black Friday just gone, I had a moment where I was at home, I had the Mac upstairs and like Shopify was on and they have like this globe and it was just lighting up all over the place and it was like ping ping, it makes a ka-ching noise, Shopify, which is quite tacky. I'm like, I'm out in Tesco and it just goes ching ching and I'm like, I have 2 orders, but I'm like, I get really embarrassed about stuff like that. Like when anyone asks how it's doing, I'm like, it's doing well. I don't like to talk about it, but yeah, like ka-chinged and Lee was on the other side of the room and he was like, it's a lot of ka-chings. It's a lot of ka-chings. So it wasn't the money, it was more the globe. It was
the
like,
look of it,
wow.
yeah.
Could you see like where
insane.
people were ordering from and that's all lighting up and like ching ching.
It like does all these lines. Yeah, it's so wild.
Like the lines fly over as you like, it'll shoot over to America, then it'll come back to like Europe and it was a real moment, wasn't it? Where it was like, oh my God, like this is actually happening. And we actually did 10 times what we did the previous year.
Oh,
this Black Friday.
Yeah,
so
that's
the
really
growth is like, that was a real moment for us. But like I say, I think we have a lot of snippets of proud moments. For me, the latest proud moment is looking at the new updated what was Brow Rinse but is now Cloud Cleanser and Buffer, because they were our babies to start with, but now we've refined them and we've perfected them and we've gone, that weren't working, so now we've replaced it with this. And we've never lost what we came with, but we're just improving it all the time.
What's your proudest moment?
Oh gosh, I think now, the realm that we're in now, where we are interviewing for our first full-time employee next week. We've got staff that work...
That's exciting.
I know. We've got staff that work with us ad hoc who Pops runs the warehouse, so she deals with all that, but we're actually taking on our first staff member, which is a social media manager. So that for me is a real proud moment because also it's kind of like shoving it off because that's what I do at the minute and it takes up so much of my time. So I think the fact that we're at a point where we are taking on staff is wild.
What era are we in right now? Do you know what I mean by this? No, you're missing my... I mean, we go through phases, so we have a phrase for every era.
Okay. Is it like us? We're like Linda,
silly, wild.
Christ on a bike.
Christ on a bike,
On a bike.
This is the Christ on the bike era. We've had the... It's happening, you know that... From The Office, like we've had that, like stay calm, stay fucking calm. Like that was the last era.
And now we're at the point of things happen to us and orders come through, and even working with people like Bella and Lab Factor and HD and Nuvo, the fact that we're being recognised by these people. Now we're at Christ on a bike.
Who knows what the next one will be?
You feel like it's almost like you put all your hard work, you come up with all these amazing products, and you've worked and now it kind of feels like
Christ on a bike.
We did it. We're actually
that's it. We can't quite believe it. Like, we can believe it because we trusted the vision, but we also can't quite believe it in the same sense.
Also, oh God, I'm so sorry if you can keep seeing these people that are walking past in dressing gowns.
No, I didn't know. Like we're in a sauna.
It's like that. Sitting out frozen. Yoo-hoo!
If you're on YouTube,
I've seen them in the mirror. And
I'm like, no. Like,
don't drop the towel.
Imagine.
It'll be like, hey, Gabby, I've seen you on Saint and Serenity podcast in your robe.
Oh my God. If you are watching YouTube and you recognise your mum or auntie in the back of this, tag them.
So we have talked about obviously goals. We have talked about goals when you launch, proudest moments, but bit of it's not really a game, but I'm going to call it a game.
Oh, God, I love a game.
So, I mean, don't get excited.
Okay.
But, sorry to let you down.
I'm very competitive.
No, it's just, if you could only choose one Saint and Serenity product to have for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm going first. Buffer. 100% buffer. Love it. Love it. Love the prep. Love the cleanse of the brows. Love the fact that it just cleans everything away. And the tint retention, the difference in the tint retention when you've cleansed a brow and not cleansed a brow is unreal. So for me, you can achieve what you need to as a brow tech very basically by having buffer in your life. Yeah.
I feel like my answer is going to show us as people, because you're a perfectionist and you're all about the like what it looks like and how it, whereas I am a panicker. I am scared of everything. This is why I have shingles every day.
Right.
I'm just a stress head. So what do you think my favourite product is? It's obviously Second Skin, because I know I can put my trust in it, and I'm like, okay, do you know, just one less worry.
Yeah.
Is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Second Skin because I feel like it gives me that sense of a little bit more control. I'm not a control freak.
Security.
Yeah, but I like the fact that I can bang it on and I feel a little bit better, because we all know clients lie. I'm sorry if you are a client of mine. I bet you are.
Yes.
Liar.
Yes.
Lying.
Dirty little liar.
Skincare, I take no medicated skincare. You're grazed as hell.
Yeah, you took half of the face off.
You've just done 12 minutes on sunbed before you've come in.
Have you done anything different? No.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, when all of the face is now in the bin
Yeah.
on the strip, they're like, oh, I have been using retinol every day. Twice a day, actually. You're like...
On my eyelids.
Oh, they go, I don't put it here, though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but you put your moisturiser on and it goes everywhere else. So, yeah, that's why I love Second Skin. And don't get me wrong, I feel like Second Skin as a product, it's so funny because as a tech, Second Skin, as a brand owner, scares me, Second Skin, because I can't control what temperature your wax pot's at.
No,
I can't control
true.
who trained you how to wax. So
Yeah.
we have to make sure that the advice on our site is as kind of robust as it can be.
Yeah.
But this is why we do Educate and Elevate, so we can educate people on these products.
Yeah.
I think education, you can't just release products without educating people about them, and that's something that we really find. Like, each product has its place within our brand, and then we hope that we deliver the product, the education, and everything that you need to be able to do it justice.
Yeah. Speaking of waxing, do you know what we saw today? Well, this is changing subject, but do you know what we saw today when we came in
Was
here?
it my hairy armpit? Because I'm not getting waxed till I go on holiday.
We saw a HD Brows orb.
What? Remember little orb?
Can you remember the orb wax pot?
Oh my gosh, the little white one.
Yes.
No.
That little,
Yes.
like, flat
Yeah,
thing
the light would always not come on, and you'd have to bang it.
Yeah. So if you are an OG with HD Brows, you'll remember it used to be like a white plate, and it had a white ball on top of it, and you lifted it up, and it was the orb. Yeah, so one of them, and me and him were like, we didn't even say hello to anybody. We were like, oh my god, there's an orb. Like,
Did you say, like, has this been pat tested? Is this still okay? Like,
surely this is not okay.
I want to ask as well, so you spoke about Educate and Elevate. Tell us a little bit more about that, because I know when you launched the Buffer, and what's the other one called? I've got it, this is really bad. Restore. How many times did I voice note you saying? So which one is this for again?
yeah, I remember. But do you know what? That's life. Like, I think all feedback, whatever it is good, and it educates you on what you need to do more of. And anyone asking questions about products, it shows us that we need to do that education. So, I mean, Educate and Elevate last year, I'd say that was what that was all about. It was about kind of giving people that brand awareness. This year, we are sort of reinventing them a little bit. And I'd say the big focus is around community. We just want to, like today, no agenda, no salesy, and we're not about that. We just want to bring people together and have, because it's so valuable to us to connect with our audience.
As well, like, this industry can be quite lonely, can't it? Like, if you're just a tech working on your own, it's lonely. So actually putting faces to Instagrams and things like that is so nice. So for us to do, we're only doing 3. We're doing London, Glasgow and Manchester over July, August and September. A little bit bigger than last year. We're still kind of doing our educational elements, but we have included a lot more. We've got guest speakers in each one. We've got a lot more kind of like community-based activities. Yeah.
Is he laughing at her that's going in and out?
His little shoulders like...
She's just having a right walk around. Oi, what's going on?
Yeah, more interactive, more kind of like community-based focus things where people can just have a nice day. Like, it doesn't always need to be kind of in salon doing treatment back to back. Like it's nice to just break it up.
Yeah.
Do you know it actually started with us saying, why don't they feel like brand events? That's what it needs to feel like. That's the energy we're trying to create.
Yeah.
So if you could, like today, that's what we want to do in the Educate and Elevate. Still educational, but that kind of feeling of, yes, this is where I want to be. I found my place.
Yeah,
Creating some
definitely.
excitement, because it can just get so boring, can't it? Just
and definitely lonely. Like we say all the time on the podcast, like we're here to share our experiences, be relatable. Like if you're working by yourself and you have this client or that client and you're just having a bit of a shit week, listening to us talk about that.
This is my what the Pluck is my listen when I'm cleaning down my sides and restocking my stations. Before I start off with my clients, like I have that half an hour where I'll just stick it on and it's on, and it just makes me chuckle. It makes me feel, and I'm like, and it's just something different that's in your brow world. It doesn't just need to be you and your tweezers. And I think that's
this is one of the big reasons why we created it. I had a message off a girl, a couple of weeks ago.
We now have a fire alarm.
Right. I had a message off a girl a couple of weeks ago that were really thanking us because she works on her own and she's not confident in, like treatments and stuff like that. And she were like, I just don't feel on my own when I listen to your podcast. And that's one of the main reasons why we created it, is because we don't want people to feel like they're on their own. We want them to know that not everybody out there that looks on Instagram that works perfect. They've gone a long way to try and be that and get to that stage. So we wanted to share our experiences and stuff with them and like bring in a piece of reality
and just not take it too seriously. Like guys, we're doing beauty treatments end of the day.
I know.
Let's all just relax.
We're not brain surgeons.
We're not making life decisions for country, are we?
No.
Well, we could do a better job.
We could.
Experience we've got being therapists over these years. Can you imagine? I feel like we could set up a clinic. We'd be flying.
Yeah, true. What would you say, girls, is your 5-year plan for Saint and Serenity?
Oh my God. I don't.
These are conversations, by the way, that serious people have, and me and Poppy aren't very good at these conversations.
we ask this all the time.
What's your 5-year plan? And we just look at each other like...
And I said, what's yours?
Do you know what I think, though? I feel like business plans and all that kind of like real, rigid... It does not real life. No. And I love the flexibility that we have. And I think there's a bit of a misconception. Don't get me wrong. There's probably a billionaire watching this now. Like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But, and I don't, it's not about that for me. I just kind of think I like that we have some flexibility. Yeah. We both got families. We both have other things outside of work. And some days, we have everything planned and it doesn't work out. So I kind of think the 5-year situation, we've never really put any fine details down. We've got a big-ish picture.
I think again, like what I said before about us being relatively small and reactive right now, it doesn't really need for us to have that big of a plan, but we do have kind of underarching plans, I would say. I think for us, we do want to be the next big brand. That's, we've got big brand goals, big brand energy. That's where we're going, and that's what we want to be. It's just kind of getting there, but I genuinely feel it. I genuinely feel like it's coming. Like Pops loves education. I'm not a lover of it, but that's kind of the realm that she really wants to lead us down. And like Poppy said, the flexibility of the work and the life that it gives us is the growth is there.
I feel like you have a very good, how you keep saying like Pops off for education, or Pops is like a bit chaotic in like, can we have this? Let's do this. Only because I've known her for a couple of years and I know how chaotic she can be.
Yes.
But I feel like you'd go well together to give like a rounded business.
We really do. We always say my strengths are Poppy's weaknesses and her strengths are my weaknesses. And somehow we don't necessarily even have specific job roles. Something can be put in front of us on a piece of paper and someone can, like we can have a meeting about it and one of us will go, I'll take that. Yeah. And we know each other's strengths and we know who should take that role. Yeah. So,
That's really good.
Do you know what as well? You're not asked this question, but I feel like we are quite harmonious. Like we've never had, even though we're very different, I know it's coming. No, I'm joking. I feel like even though we are very different, we agree on the things that matter. Yeah. The real core values of the business, we are kind of like, no, that's not even a question.
I wouldn't say we've had a row.
No. I don't know.
To be honest, have we?
No, because I think we've got that relationship where if anything's bothering us, we say it straight away. Yeah. And I think we can read each other, and like if one of them's been a bit quiet, we're like, "What's up with you?"
Yeah,
you know, like, "What's the matter?" Nothing. Well, it is, isn't it? Tell me. Yeah. So we do that. Yeah, we do. We're like, "What's the matter?"
Yeah.
What's the matter with you? And they'll be like, "Well, it's because I've been on a night out with somebody else or whatever, or you have." That's all we get faced on about.
Yeah, if I'm with somebody else, you don't like it.
And it's the same. So
I think our biggest thing is, if one of us has been away and the other one's picked up the workload, I feel like when we come back, we're really keen for the other person to like, come on now. Yeah. And we will literally say to each other, right, no, come on now, back in the room. Holiday's finished now. Yeah. And that's enough for us, the other person, to go, right, okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. Yeah.
You need that relationship though where you can be like that.
Yeah.
Because if you've not got it, you're not going to get shit done.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
You need to be able to be like, look, mate.
Yeah.
And we've never made decisions where one of us has not been 100% on.
No.
We've talked about it, and then why are you laughing?
Because you will literally do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, there has been some times where I've thought, no, and I've told you about it. There has.
Has there?
Yeah, I can't remember what they.
Anyway?
Probably, yeah. But it's took a while to talk me round or whatever. But yeah. But no, we do get on. But you've got to have that relationship, haven't you? Where you've
got to be. I know they say don't go into business with friends, but actually, me and Poppy were business partners before we were friends. Yeah. I think our friendship has blossomed through us being business partners.
Well, we were colleagues before friends, you see.
Right.
We both used to teach
again,
HC
and
Browse.
I think it's a nice progression of your relationship. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't stand him, but you know.
Could you not? Could you actually not?
No.
Oh, that's so interesting.
He didn't like me, and I didn't like him.
Did you not?
That's how the best friendships start, though.
No, we had one night out together, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're like my brother. Where have you been?"
I've been joined to Ep ever since.
I think that's just the way that you assume people are as well, don't you? It's that preconception, and then you squished it, and look at you now.
Exactly.
What?
I just said wild. Just
comes
wild.
Sometimes,
wild. That's
it's wild. Sometimes it's gorge. Sometimes it's fab.
Yeah.
It's like a Tourette's thing.
So what the fuck word?
I know. I don't say any expletives.
What would you say something in this industry that you wish would disappear?
Can be anything.
Can I be honest?
Go
on, yeah.
Say what you see.
I feel like it's a really tricky subject, and I don't know whether I mean it. I don't know if I'm committed to my answer.
It's all right.
We haven't talked. We've never had this question before. So
no,
this is really interesting.
It's a new one for us.
Could we be on the same agenda? Go on.
Well, mine is I'm not a huge lover of brand ambassador programs.
It's the same. Affiliate schemes.
Yeah. We find it really difficult as a brand. So all of our feedback for the products is genuine. I mean, I know it's hard. We have a business advisor called John. And John...
Shout out, John.
John does not.
And we weren't even paid for that.
John doesn't get us right. He does get us, and he's amazing at what he does. But
Please don't listen to this, John.
He doesn't get us. He'll say to us, "Why did your sales shoot up that day?" And we're like, "A post responded really well on Instagram," and he was like, "What?" Like that to him doesn't sink in. Does that make sense? Yeah. Sorry, I jumped in about John.
No, John is a broad topic. We could go on all day about John. I've actually forgotten my train of thought. It was about brand ambassador schemes and John, and I feel like his thing is like facts and figures and again, like with the skin blur response was not paid for, and he always says you need data, you need evidence, and I'm like, yeah, but people don't always tell the truth. We get a lot of good feedback, but we also take into consideration that it's really difficult to give honest feedback. Yeah. When we get honest feedback, we got an honest email the other day about some packaging, and I was like, here's a voucher, because I feel like I need. Yeah, I did. I know I didn't. You were on holiday. You were away. I get up to all sorts when she's on holiday, which is a lot. So, but yeah, I was like, right, yep, no, perfect. It's really difficult to be honest. So I think, anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. My point is that we're very fortunate as a brand that we don't have to necessarily work in that way.
Yeah.
We'll send products to people that we think will like them.
Yeah.
As PR.
But there's also no obligation. So we'll say, listen, we want to send you this product. We think you'll love it. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
If they love it, at that point we'll say, you know what, it'd be really nice if you do like a little reel or a post or whatever. Let us know your thoughts. And 9 times out of 10, they'll do it because they love the product.
Yeah.
But we also don't want to be limiting to anyone because we've been there.
Yeah.
For me, standing in front of, say, 20-year-old me and saying, you're an affiliate now for us, but you can't affiliate for anybody else.
Yeah.
That's stunting that individual's growth, and it's wrong.
Yes,
like
definitely.
that's how passionate we feel about affiliate schemes.
Yeah.
It's not. Sorry, I went for it then. It's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard one because it's so commonplace in the industry.
Hence us being freelance and self-employed.
Yeah.
I just think no one, like, we've got a little group of girls that have loved the bones of Saint and Serenity since it was first come around, and they kind of like help us. They actually named Cloud Cleanser. They named that product. And we have this group of girls that we work with and we love and they're great, and they have a little discount code more so for their feedback and their help with our range. But they all weren't here today. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's not, you know, and we don't stop them. Some of them are affiliates for other companies, and that's fine because that's what they want to do. But never would it stop that they're allowed to work with other people if they work with us.
Yeah, I feel like in the industry there is a lot of like loyalty, which is nothing wrong with loyalty, but I agree with what you're saying. You're stopping that person from their
There's
full
loyalty,
potential.
but it shouldn't be limiting.
Yeah.
Loyalty shouldn't be limiting. And I think affiliate schemes, for us personally, the experience that we've had with them in the past, it's limiting.
It can be quite toxic, actually. I'm going to say it. Like, especially when brands are quite, like, restrictive, or even sometimes the culture within that program between members of that scheme, let's call it, you know, why am I not invited to that? Why have I not been picked for that? You know, we never want to create that kind of a conversation. So
and that's the nice thing about our Angels group. They all know that that's how it is. Like, they all know that it's not an affiliate scheme by any stretch. So, you know, there'll be times where we come to you for things and you can come to us for things. Like, the girls are just, they all chat about all sorts in the group, don't they? It's lovely. They've got like a little connect. So that's going in our burn bank.
what did you just say as well? Loyalty's not limiting. I feel like that you should trademark.
Do you?
I love that.
So, girls, tell people where to find you.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. We have T's and C. Oh, I thought you were going to say like self-serve checkout or something like that. Unexpected item. Yeah, you can find us on Insta, TikTok.
Insta's our biggest kind of like place to go to for all kind of the latest things.
Yeah.
TikTok we use for brand awareness. We don't use it for shop or anything like that. And then the website, obviously, that's where you can find all the products, wholesalers. Yeah. So now we are stocked on Lab Factor, Bella, HD, Nouveau, and Secret Brow Society.
Wow.
So we're expanding that as well with more overseas, because it's something we've had highly requested USA and in Europe, because we all hate customs. Sorry, but we do.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us as
I know,
well
it's been
here.
such a nice day. I feel on a high, a Monday high.
Gorgeous way to start the week. Beautiful.
It is.
I've no idea how this pod's going to turn out, because we've been podding for a bit now, but I actually can't tell you what we've spoke about.
No.
I'm that chilled out.
Just like looking at you like,
Like, is there what else you want to add that we missed out?
I feel like we're good. Yeah.
So yeah, check them out on Instagram, TikTok, and keep your eyes out, because I'm sure there will be lots of exciting goodness and newness coming from S&S.
There is.
absolutely. And join us next week where we will have another exciting guest for you. Have a fab week. Stay booked.
What is it? Because
Oh, for God's sake, stay booked, busy and blessed.
booked, busy and blessed. I tried to say it when you were off and I didn't know which way around you said it. I do. Bye, guys.